Birds have evolved over hundreds of millions of years, and in that process, some species have become strikingly different from the rest in shape, coloration, and even behavior. Sometimes we call this evolution, a process meant for survival and adaptation. Yet when looking at certain birds with such unusual appearances, we cannot help but think that they look like mistakes of nature. So which birds are they? Join Top Wonder as we explore a list of the 16 most unusually shaped birds in the world. Let's begin. 16. White peacock. At first glance, the white peacock appears more like a living sculpture than a bird. Its entire body is covered in pure white feathers, including the long, flowing tail that peacocks are famous for. Unlike the brightly colored Indian peacock, this appearance is not the result of albinism. Instead, white peacocks exhibit leucism, a distinct genetic mutation that affects feather pigmentation without eliminating melanin production entirely. Unlike true albinism, leucism does not alter eye coloration and is generally not associated with severe visual or developmental problems. The result is a bird with striking white plumage, but otherwise normal physiology. From an evolutionary perspective, this trait offers no survival advantage. The lack of camouflage makes white peacocks highly visible to predators in natural environments. As a result, they are extremely rare in the wild and are most often found in protected or captive settings. The white peacock illustrates how genetic variation can produce visually extraordinary forms that struggle outside the pressures of natural selection. Number 15. Bleeding heart pigeon Gallicolumba spp. The bleeding heart pigeon immediately stands out because of a vivid red patch on its chest that resembles a fresh wound. At a glance, it appears as if the bird has been injured, giving rise to its unsettling name. This striking feature is not blood, but a highly localized area of pigmented feathers. From a biological perspective, this coloration likely plays a role in visual signaling, possibly linked to mate recognition or species identification in dense forest habitats. The rest of the bird's plumage remains muted, making the chest marking even more visually dramatic. Bleeding heart pigeons are native to forested regions of Southeast Asia and are rarely seen in open environments. Their unusual appearance is a reminder that evolution does not always favor symmetry or subtlety. Sometimes, survival and reproduction are shaped by markings that trigger strong visual reactions both from predators and potential mates. Number 14. Long-wattled umbrella bird Cephalopterus penduliger. The long-wattled umbrella bird is one of the most visually unusual birds of South America. Its most striking feature is an elongated, feather-covered wattle that hangs from the chest, sometimes extending longer than the bird's own body length. This bizarre structure plays a key role in courtship displays. Males use the wattle as a visual signal, swinging it prominently while producing low-frequency calls to attract females. Biologically, this is an extreme example of sexual selection, where appearance evolves to impress rather than to survive. Despite its dramatic look, the umbrella bird lives a relatively quiet life in dense tropical forests, where visibility is limited. Its unusual anatomy demonstrates how evolutionary pressure can favor traits that seem impractical yet remain essential for reproduction. Number 13. Roseate spoonbill Platylea aegir. The roseate spoonbill is instantly recognizable by its bright pink plumage and its distinctive spoon-shaped bill. Unlike most birds with pointed beaks, this flattened, widened bill is perfectly adapted for feeding in shallow water. The spoonbill sweeps its bill side to side while waiting, snapping it shut the moment it detects small fish or crustaceans. Its unusual feeding technique explains the strange shape that gives the bird its name. The pink coloration comes from pigments obtained through its diet, particularly from crustaceans rich in carotenoids. From an evolutionary standpoint, the roseate spoonbill shows how form follows function. Its appearance may look decorative, but every aspect of its design serves a precise biological purpose shaped by its wetland environment. Number 12. Sri Lanka frogmouth Batrachostomus monoliger. The Sri Lanka frogmouth is a master of visual deception. With its flattened head, wide mouth, and mottled brown-gray plumage, it resembles a broken branch or a cluster of dead leaves rather than a bird. When resting, it remains completely motionless, blending seamlessly into tree bark. This unusual appearance is an evolutionary adaptation for camouflage. As a nocturnal insect hunter, the frogmouth relies on remaining undetected during daylight hours. Its feather patterns disrupt its outline, making it nearly invisible to both predators and prey. The wide mouth allows it to capture insects mid-flight with minimal movement. From a biological perspective, the Sri Lanka frogmouth demonstrates how survival can depend on becoming visually unrecognizable. Its unnatural look is not decorative, it is a precise evolutionary solution to avoid detection in dense forest environments. Number 11. Dodo-Rhapis cucullatus. The dodo is one of the most famous birds in history, largely because of its strange appearance and sudden extinction. With a bulky body, short wings, and an oversized hooked beak, the dodo looked unlike any living bird today. This unusual form evolved in isolation on the island of Mauritius, where the absence of predators removed the need for flight. Over time, the dodo became flightless, investing energy into body mass rather than wings. Its large beak was adapted for feeding on hard fruits found on the forest floor. Biologically, the dodo represents an extreme outcome of island evolution. Its odd appearance was perfectly suited to a predator-free environment, but disastrously fragile once humans and invasive species arrived. The dodo's form reminds us that evolution does not prepare species for sudden environmental change. What are your thoughts on the 6 birds we have just explored? But don't go anywhere yet. Up next are 5 more bird species that may completely change the way you view the evolutionary journey of birds. Number 10. Resplendent quetzal Phaeromochorus mocino. The resplendent quetzal is often described as one of the most beautiful birds on Earth. Its long tail feathers, iridescent green body, and deep red chest give it an almost unreal appearance, especially when seen in flight. This striking coloration is the result of specialized feather structures that reflect light, rather than pigments alone. From an evolutionary standpoint, the quetzal's extravagant tail plays a role in sexual selection, signaling health and genetic quality to potential mates. Despite its vivid appearance, the quetzal is well adapted to cloud forest environments, where filtered light enhances its coloration. Biologically, it demonstrates how evolution can favor extreme visual traits not for survival efficiency, but for reproductive success. Number 9. Andean cock of the rock Rupicola peruvianus. The Andean cock of the rock is instantly recognizable due to its bright orange plumage and oversized, disc-shaped crest that nearly covers the beak. This exaggerated head structure gives the bird an almost cartoon-like appearance, unlike most other passerines. Biologically, the crest plays a major role in sexual selection. Males gather in communal display areas, where the size, shape, and color of the crest are used to attract females. The rest of the body remains relatively compact, making the head appear disproportionately large. Despite its vivid appearance, this species lives in dense cloud forests along the Andes, where filtered light enhances its coloration during courtship displays. The cock of the rock illustrates how evolution can dramatically reshape anatomy when reproductive success outweighs the need for subtlety or camouflage. Number 8. Shoebill Balaniceps rex. The shoebill is one of the most intimidating-looking birds alive. Its massive bill, shaped like a wooden clog, dominates its face and gives the bird a prehistoric appearance. Combined with its tall stature and unblinking stare, the shoebill appears almost statue-like. This unusual bill is a highly specialized hunting tool. It allows the shoebill to grasp and crush large prey such as lungfish and amphibians in swampy environments. The broad surface increases precision when striking through dense vegetation. From an evolutionary standpoint, the shoebill's form reflects extreme adaptation to wetland hunting. Its unsettling appearance is not ornamental, it is the result of natural selection favoring strength, accuracy, and efficiency over elegance. Number 7. Standard-winged nightjar Caprimulgus longipennis. The standard-winged nightjar appears ordinary at rest, blending into the ground with muted brown plumage. However, during flight, males reveal to extraordinarily long feathers extending from their wings, often longer than the body itself. The biological function of these standards is not fully understood, but they are believed to play a role in sexual display. During courtship flights, the feathers create a striking visual contrast against the sky, making the male more noticeable to females. From an evolutionary perspective, this species highlights how traits can evolve for display rather than practicality. The elongated feathers provide no survival advantage and may even increase risk. Yet their persistence suggests reproductive success outweighs the cost, producing one of the strangest silhouettes in the bird world. Number 6. King vulture Sarcoramphus popper. The king vulture stands out immediately because of its unusually colorful, bare head and thick, hooked bill. Shades of orange, purple, red, and black combine to give the bird an almost artificial appearance, unlike the muted tones of most vultures. Biologically, the exposed skin on the head is an adaptation to scavenging. Feeding on carcasses would quickly foul feathers, so bare skin reduces bacterial buildup. The vivid coloration is thought to function as a visual signal, helping establish dominance at feeding sites. Despite its striking look, the king vulture plays a crucial ecological role. Its powerful bill allows it to open tough hides that other scavengers cannot penetrate. The bird's strange appearance is therefore not decorative, it reflects specialization shaped by both feeding behavior and social hierarchy. Among the final 5 birds on this list, there is one species that even dances to attract a mate, turning it the title of the dancer of the bird world. Number 5. Greater Lofarina Lofarina superba. The greater Lofarina, often called the bird of paradise, appears almost unrecognizable during its courtship display. What seems like a normal black bird suddenly transforms, expanding its feathers into a flat, oval shape with shimmering blue highlights. This dramatic change is driven by specialized feather structures that absorb and reflect light in unusual ways. Biologically, the display is an extreme example of sexual selection. Females choose mates based on the precision and intensity of these visual performances. Outside of display behavior, the bird appears relatively unremarkable. This contrast highlights how evolution can favor traits used only briefly, yet intensely, during reproduction. The greater Lofarina demonstrates how anatomy can be shaped not for survival efficiency, but for momentary visual dominance. Number 4. Golden Pheasant Chrysolophus pictus. The golden pheasant is instantly recognizable due to its striking combination of bright red, yellow, blue, and orange feathers. Its elongated tail and layered crest give it an almost ornamental appearance, unlike most ground-dwelling birds. From a biological perspective, this coloration is strongly linked to sexual selection. Males use their vivid plumage to attract females, while the long tail feathers amplify movement during displays. Despite its brilliance, the pheasant relies on rapid escape rather than camouflage when threatened. The golden pheasant illustrates how extreme coloration can evolve even in environments where visibility increases risk. Its appearance reflects a trade-off. Visual extravagance enhances reproductive success, while survival depends on speed and awareness rather than concealment. Number 3. Blue-backed pheasant Lephurus wenhoi. The blue-backed pheasant stands out through its unusual contrast of colors. Its deep metallic blue-black plumage is paired with bright red facial skin and white markings, creating a sharp visual separation rarely seen in pheasants. Biologically, this coloration is closely tied to sexual signaling. The exposed facial skin becomes more vivid during breeding season, signaling health and hormonal strength to potential mates. Unlike birds that rely on camouflage, this pheasant uses visibility as a reproductive advantage. Despite its striking look, it inhabits dense forest environments where movement is limited and displays are brief. The blue-backed pheasant demonstrates how evolution can favor bold visual traits even in habitats where remaining hidden might seem safer. Number 2. Andean Condor Vulture Gryphus. The Andean condor is one of the largest flying birds on Earth, with an immense wingspan that gives it an imposing silhouette in the sky. Its bare head, thick neck ruff, and massive frame contribute to an almost prehistoric appearance. The exposed skin on its head is an adaptation to scavenging, reducing bacterial contamination while feeding on carcasses. Its size allows it to soar effortlessly over mountain ranges, covering vast distances in search of food with minimal energy expenditure. From an evolutionary standpoint, the condor's form reflects optimization for endurance rather than speed or agility. Its unusual proportions make it visually striking, emphasizing how scale alone can create a sense of strangeness in nature. Number 1. Mandarin Duck Excaloriculator. The mandarin duck is often regarded as the most visually complex duck species in the world. Its plumage features an intricate combination of orange sails, deep blues, greens, purples, and bold white markings arranged in sharp layers. Unlike many birds, the mandarin duck's appearance changes dramatically between breeding and non-breeding seasons. During courtship, males display their elaborate feathers as a visual signal of genetic quality and fitness. Biologically, this extreme ornamentation is a product of intense sexual selection. While such colors offer no camouflage advantage, they persist because reproductive success outweighs survival risk. The mandarin duck illustrates how evolution can push visual design to its limits, producing a bird that appears almost unreal. From snow-white plumage to impossible colors and prehistoric silhouettes, these birds prove that nature does not follow human rules of beauty. What we call strange is often the result of survival, reproduction, and millions of years of adaptation. If this list changed how you see birds or nature itself, leave a comment, subscribe to Top Wonder, and continue exploring the planet's most extraordinary life forms.